a once-in-a-lifetime athlete, Bo Jackson. The name resonates across generations as the ultimate what-if in sports history. A man whose blend of speed, power, agility, and instinct shattered the boundaries between football and baseball. The only athlete to be named an all-star in both the NFL and MLB. But his rise was tragically cut short by a hip injury that ended his football career and limited his baseball potential. Today we look at who Bo Jackson really was, what made him a transcendent figure, and what might have happened if that injury never occurred. Bo Jackson's early life and rise to stardom. Born on November 30th, 1962 in Bessemer, Alabama, Vincent Edward Bo Jackson was the 8th of 10 children. He grew up poor but extraordinarily gifted. By high school, Bo was already a local legend. He rushed for 1,175 yards as a senior and hit 20 home runs in 25 baseball games. He was a natural at everything he did: track, football, baseball, and his athletic dominance earned him a scholarship to Auburn University. At Auburn, Bo rewrote the rules of what one human could accomplish. From 1982 to 1985, he rushed for 4,303 yards and 43 touchdowns. In 1985, he won the Heisman Trophy, college football's highest honor, with 1,786 rushing yards in a single season. But he didn't just shine on the gridiron. In baseball, he hit 401 with 17 home runs in his junior year alone. He also ran track, clocking a 4.12 in the 40-yard dash, a number many experts still view with awe. NFL and MLB beginnings, dual sport dominance. Bo's journey into professional sports wasn't typical. He was initially selected number, first overall in the 1986 NFL draft by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but due to a controversial visit that violated NCAA rules and cost him his baseball eligibility, Bo refused to play for them. Instead, he signed with the Kansas City Royals, starting his MLB career. Bo quickly became a force in Major League Baseball. By 1989, he hit 32 home runs, drove in 105 RBIs, and was named to the All-Star team. His monstrous home run and diving catch in the All-Star game earned him MVP honors. USA Today wrote in its July 12, 1989 edition, "Bo Jackson just made the impossible look routine." In 1987, Bo joined the NFL after being drafted by the Los Angeles Raiders in the 7th round. Despite playing only part-time behind Marcus Allen, Bo was electric. In his first NFL season, he ran for 554 yards in just 7 games. On November 30th, 1987, his birthday, he had one of the greatest single-game performances in NFL history, rushing for 221 yards against the Seattle Seahawks. The New York Times described the performance the next day as a blend of strength, vision, and blistering speed that bordered on myth. Peak performance in both sports. Between 1987 and 1990, Bo Jackson was a full-fledged dual-sport superstar. In football, he rushed for 2,782 yards and 16 touchdowns in just 38 games, despite only playing once the baseball season ended each year. His career NFL average of 5.4 yards per carry remains one of the best ever. In baseball, he blasted home runs that traveled nearly 500 feet, stole bases with ease, and had a throwing arm that could gun down runners from deep in the outfield. In 1990, Bo hit 28 home runs before being selected to his second All-Star game. Bo's face was everywhere: video games, Nike commercials, and TV appearances. The Bo Knows Nike campaign became iconic, signaling a cultural phenomenon. He was not just an athlete, he was a brand. The devastating injury. Then came the moment that altered sports history. On January 13th, 1991, in the AFC divisional playoff against the Cincinnati Bengals, Bo took a seemingly routine tackle. But when he got up, something was wrong. He had dislocated his hip. What was initially downplayed became serious. Los Angeles Times reported on January 14th, 1991, Jackson's career in question after mysterious hip injury. A few weeks later, doctors diagnosed a vascular necrosis, which meant part of the bone in his hip had died due to lack of blood flow. Dr. James Andrews, a renowned orthopedic surgeon, said it was a rare injury, something I hadn't seen in a top-level athlete before. Bo's Raiders teammate Howie Long would later say in a 1992 interview, "When Bo was on the field, you could feel his power. After the injury, it felt like we lost a whole era in a single play." Bo never played in the NFL again. The what-if scenario, an alternate sports universe. Now, let's imagine, what if Bo Jackson had never been injured? NFL career projections. If Bo had played a full 10-year career, even as a part-time player, he likely would have eclipsed 10,000 rushing yards and 80-plus touchdowns. If made a full-time feature back by 1991, those numbers could have rivaled Barry Sanders or Emmitt Smith. Baseball career projections. Given his 32 home run season in 1989 and 28 in 1990, Bo was trending toward 400-plus career home runs, 1,200 RBIs, and multiple Gold Gloves. Analysts like Ken Rosenthal have speculated Bo would have been an MVP and long-term All-Star. Dual Hall of Fame induction. No one else in history has been inducted into both the NFL and MLB Hall of Fames. Bo was a legitimate candidate for both. Imagine this. 1991, NFL MVP 1992, leads Raiders to Super Bowl. 1994, becomes first dual sport MVP 2001, retires with over 12,000 rushing yards, 350 home runs 2007, first person inducted into both Halls of Fame. The emotional toll on fans and teammates. The emotional fallout from Bo Jackson's injury was profound, echoing far beyond the Raiders' locker room or the Kansas City Royals dugout. For teammates, it was like watching Superman fall. Raiders coach Art Shell said in a post-game interview, "It wasn't just the player we lost. It was the belief that someone like Bo could do anything." Fans were equally devastated. Bo represented more than just stats. He was hope, excitement, unpredictability. Children wore his jersey to school. Adults marveled at his feats. The sight of him limping off the field sent shockwaves across the country. In the days following the injury, sports radio lines were flooded with callers expressing disbelief and heartbreak. Sports Illustrated ran a January 21st, 1991 cover titled simply "Broken," featuring Bo on crutches. That issue became one of the best-selling editions of the decade. Across Alabama, candlelight vigils were held. In a local poll by the Birmingham News, nearly 80% of respondents said they felt personally affected by Bo's injury. Even in the locker rooms of opposing teams, there was a sense of loss. Bengals linebacker David Fulcher, who was on the field that day, said in a 1995 retrospective, "We all knew we'd never see anything like him again." The injury didn't just cut short a career, it shattered a shared dream of witnessing athletic perfection. The void left behind wasn't just in statistics, but in the collective imagination of sports fans everywhere. Bo's legacy, still unmatched. Despite his shortened career, Bo's impact hasn't faded. His name is invoked whenever someone talks about athletic freaks. ESPN's 30 for 30 documentary, You Don't Know Bo, remains one of the network's highest rated films. Current stars revere him. Patrick Mahomes called him the most gifted athlete ever. Saquon Barkley said he watched Bo highlights before every game in college. Nike still sells Bo Knows apparel. His legend lives on in Tecmo Bowl, memes, and sports documentaries. What we lost with Bo Jackson's injury transcends numbers, trophies, and accolades. We lost the opportunity to see the full arc of a once-in-a-generation career. We lost the chance to witness a modern sports myth unfold in real time. Bo Jackson wasn't just a superstar, he was redefining what it meant to be an athlete in America. The injury robbed us of innovation. What Bo was doing, excelling at two major sports simultaneously, hadn't been done before and may never be done again. Sports scientists were beginning to study his biomechanics, curious how his body could generate such explosive power without breaking down. Had he stayed healthy, Bo might have ushered in a new era of multi-sport training, or even influenced how professional contracts and seasons are structured. We lost momentum. The dual sport narrative was gaining cultural traction. Kids grew up believing they didn't have to choose just one dream. The Bo Knows commercials weren't just marketing, they were inspiration. In an era before social media, Bo Jackson connected people through awe. We lost milestones. The day Bo could have broken 50 home runs, the 99-yard touchdown runs, the Hall of Fame induction speeches, the jersey retirement ceremonies, and finally we lost time. Time with a player who could have taught a generation how to defy limits. Time with a human story that reminded us of what is possible, not just in sports, but in life. As the Washington Post noted in a 1993 retrospective, Bo's injury didn't just end a career, it closed the book on a story we weren't done reading. If you love this journey through one of sports' greatest what-ifs, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories like this. Comment below, how great do you think Bo Jackson could have been? Let us know your favorite Bo moment. And remember, legends never fade. They just leave you wanting more.